Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet, and another best of the week video, so covering the biggest heavyweight news from the past week or so. What we'll do first, we'll start with Anthony Joshua, who has confirmed his next fight will be in September 2024. And the Saudis are planning for him to face the winner of Zhilei versus Deontay Wilder or the winner of Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. So those four fighters are fighting on June the 1st on the same card. And effectively, from what Joshua told TalkSport, they are going to pick who looks the best to face Joshua. But at the same time, Deontay Wilder could also be tabbed to face someone else if he comes through Zhilei, and we'll cover that in a moment. But in terms of Joshua, September, good to have a fight date, and especially with Undisputed happening and then a potential rematch, all that sort of stuff, or even the potential for, if a belt is dropped, Joshua, say if Hrgovic beat Daniel Dubois, that could be for the IBF title potentially. Or a case where if it's Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua, it certainly makes sense to have it in the UK. And it would also be a return to the stadium fights, the big stadium fights for Anthony Joshua. Clearly, in the past, he's done well selling out Wembley against Klitschko. He was in Wales against Joseph Parker. The stadium fights were a big staple there for a couple of years. If Deontay Wilder sparked out Zhang and looked brutal in the process, that could, be the culmination of years and years of waiting for that fight in the heavyweight division. But Wilder's got a lot to prove, just lost to Joseph Parker. He hasn't looked so great. So, he needs to come back, make a statement. And Zhilei, if he absolutely just obliterated Deontay Wilder, that would be a fight. Zhilei, a big puncher versus another big puncher in Anthony Joshua. Both, Olympians previously. Joshua, a gold medalist in 2012. Zhang, a silver medalist in 2008. So any of those fights, I would like to see, it doesn't matter really who they pick. If the winner comes through their fight and looks good, I'm happy with it. So Joshua, good for him to have a date, something to train towards, to focus his mind on. Him and Ben Davison, another camp. He can go in there and sort of look to refine some things. And I'm sure for a couple of these different guys, they will already be starting to implement a couple of little training techniques which they think will benefit Joshua. So in terms of the other news involving the Saudis, obviously they're throwing a lot of money at the sport of boxing right now. And clearly if they're looking to have a fight in Wembley in the UK, that would be also Riyadh season sort of going further afield. As we know, recently announced that they would have a fight in Los Angeles, and that will be in August. And Turki Al Sheikh has said that Jared Anderson, the rising American heavyweight prospect, is going to be on that card in Los Angeles. So saying the talented Jared Anderson is with us now on August 3rd, Riyadh season card at LA against the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. If he's ready by then to fight after the 1st of June fight against Zhilei, I always believe that boxing would be at its peak when you have a young American heavyweight like Jared, which I also believe in his talent, his promising future. My advice to him, focus on your future, training and commitment, and you will reach your goals. Happy to collaborate with Top Rank again. Riyadh season card 3rd of August in LA will be one for the history. As we know, that's already a stacked card. That's got Jarrell Miller and Andy Ruiz Jr. That's only about halfway down the bill too. So Anderson added to it. Obviously the mention of Deontay Wilder, still a question mark. And if he went in there against Zhang and decimates him, he could potentially still be for Joshua. Maybe they will end up having to do something different for Jared Anderson, or perhaps they've veered away from the earlier statements about Wilder being in line for Joshua if he wins, and perhaps it's more Hrgovic versus Dubois, that winner. Either way, I'll take any mix of these different combinations of fights because they're meaningful fights. For too many years, for so long, we didn't get meaningful fights, and the Saudis have come in and they're delivering them. So Anderson versus Wilder, I guess that could be win or lose, because if Zhang absolutely, blows through him and ends up winning that one, maybe Deontay Wilder, off the back of a loss, still faces Jared Anderson. It could happen. So we'll have to see. I mean, if Jared Anderson, Deontay Wilder happens, yeah, I like it. And it would be especially you could pitch that and market that as a potential passing of the torch type fight. Deontay Wilder was the WBC champion for 5 or so years from the end of 2015. 10 defenses. Obviously, Tyson Fury ended up beating him. Fury still has that belt. He's going to be an undisputed with Alexander Usyk not so far away from this video being when it's recorded. So, there's a lot to like about the heavyweight scene right now and the fights that are getting made and the potential ones down the road, because even if it's not Wilder, they're going to have to put someone in there who's halfway credible and decent, because especially with Anderson, we don't want to see him facing the middling opposition, not even middling opposition. They've kind of sort of bottomed out of the guys that are really just fringe contenders at this point in their career and no more. And with Anderson's stated goal to rise up the ranks and retire earlier in the sport, he kind of needs to get things done with meaningful fights now. But also, if they're only throwing him the sort of fights he's been getting, like Riyad Murhi last time out, and previously there's been sort of a slew, apart from maybe you could say Charles Martin, that fight gave him something to think about because Anderson got hurt. But he kind of feels like he's just plateaued a little bit in his development. But is that because he's unmotivated or something similar, because he believes he should be in with better opposition? And I guess maybe is there also a veiled threat from Turki Al Sheikh in that sort of statement as well? Focus on your future, training and commitment, and you will reach your goals. Are they saying if you don't stick on the straight and narrow, we're not going to give you the opportunity? Bearing in mind, Jared Anderson, for out-of-the-ring incidents, has been arrested twice in the past, just over 6 months or so. So he's getting an opportunity here, and it could be a massive fight. Even if it's not Wilder, it's going to be on the big stage, the biggest stage of his career, and it's something to work towards. And obviously they're saying to him, you need to sort of stick to the straight and narrow, and you'll get your opportunities, and you could reach your potential that Turkey does believe that he does possess. Either way, I mean, whatever is happening, if it's a meaningful fight, I'll take it. But no more Riyad Murhi and that sort of level. It's got to be something a little bit more meaningful. If it's not Wilder, they need to sort of lock it in sooner rather than later. Speaking of Deontay Wilder, so he's taken to social media, and we'll just listen to what he has to say about his thoughts about his upcoming fight with Zhang, his training, and all the related aspects of that.
Up in here doing our work, June the 1st is going down, and I can't wait. And those that know me know I hate being on the track, I hate running. But when it's time to get it, I'm all in it. Hey, it's gonna be crazy. We here, we ain't brushed our teeth, and I'm just playing. But hey, it's going down, baby, and I can't wait. All the talk is about to be over real soon, Hey, but don't believe me, June 1st, be a witness, tune in. You'll see, there's no more games being played, baby. The Bronze Bomber's back. Y'all wanted that killer? Y'all wanted him? Y'all miss him? Hey, tune in June the 1st, see what's going down. I'll let y'all. Until then, y'all have a lovely and blessed day. I'm out this bitch. I gotta go.
And also from camp, a couple of different photos here that Wilder has posted, and I would note Eric Molina is in training camp. So does this suggest that Deontay Wilder is going for a no-frills approach? Because I'm not sure how much value add Molina really brings to the table. Anyway, make of that what you will. Hughie Fury, he will be facing Patrick Korte in his next fight that has been announced by Boxer. That will be on the McCaskill price card. So I'm not loving this fight for a couple of reasons, but there is also, from what Peter Fury, Hughie Fury's father and trainer, has said, he's on the comeback trail. He's got to have 3 or 4 fights before he's really stepping into something big. So this fight, which is the 11th of May, relatively short notice, has been confirmed. Patrick Korte has got a record of 21-3 with 1 draw, but let's face it, it's a very padded record, and he's stiff, he's upright, and he's chinny. So he's going to get sort of taken out here because he's just not very good. So it kind of looks a certain way with the record, but ultimately this is cannon fodder for Hughie Fury. And as we know, for some Fury fights, sometimes the actual action can be duller than dishwater, but I suspect that he is going to get a stoppage in this one because Patrick Korte just not very good. This definitely fits into that sort of comeback mold type fight. he will get him out of there inside a few rounds, I have no doubt. Others have done the same, like Dempsey McKean. And McKean almost seemed to be wanting the rounds, but Patrick Korte. Yeah, anyway, it's not a great fight, but it's a comeback fight, so I can live with it. Moving on. Johnny Fisher has been out in Texas sparring with Filip Hrgovic as Hrgovic prepares for Daniel Dubois on June the 1st. And as Big John Fisher, Johnny Fisher's father, says, 8 spars for Johnny with Filip Hrgovic in 3 weeks out in Texas. Filip is in a good place, been a great learning experience for Johnny as to what elite level looks like. Top people out there, we wish Filip all the best. So good, tough rounds for Johnny Fisher. Hopefully he is gaining some good experience from that, starting to refine his game. I can imagine that with Filip Hrgovic, those sorts of spars would have been pretty brutal. Hrgovic obviously facing Daniel Dubois. We'll see what happens with that one on the 1st of June. Could be brutal. Christian Thun, the German heavyweight who's got a record of 9-1, returns on the 7th of June. Thun is still making his way back from a 2022 loss to Curtis Harper. Unexpected loss, only had the one fight in 2023 against Jason Bergman. So he needs to be more active, and with 6'9", legit 6'9", decent pop, okay skills, he can go a bit further than the heavyweight division than losing to Curtis Harper, but he's got to sort of obviously rally back and show us what he's made of. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.